Now, from across the Tri-States, this is KHQA Sports.
And tip-top the evening, everybody, and welcome to this special Wednesday night edition of Sports Final, our last midweek meeting of the year. But we've got something else going on tonight. If you look at the bottom of your screen, you can tweet with us directly. We've asked a couple of questions tonight, including who you think is the best player in Tri-State basketball, Paxton Harmon, Cody Hildebrand. Some of those answers, some of your tweets, some of your inquiries, all rolling across the bottom of the screen. But we've got basketball to get to.
We do indeed. A lot of winners around the area tonight, including QND, West Hancock. But first, we'll start with Quincy High down at their regional.
And that news is not so good. The Blue Devils, calamity of misfunctions down the stretch. Player who ended up getting kicked off the team. Injury issue with the leading rebounder tonight. Foul trouble for Luka Radovic. All of it came back to haunt the Blue Devils down the stretch. And they end up bowing out in the first game of the regional tonight against Alton, 51-49. That game was contested in overtime. The Blue Devils, Mason Fairley had a chance to try to win it with a three-pointer. It clanked off the rim at the end of that ball game. So Quincy High School is bowing out. The news, though, much better for Quincy Notre Dame. Maybe their best game of the season, Ross.
It certainly seemed like it. Up in Galesburg, Scott Douglas and his team opening the postseason against Rock Island Alleman. And early on, QND trailing until, well, this big man, Matt McPherson, the easy feed there from Alex Fitch, on the inside for the opening slam. And QND was trailing 5-4, but then they just hit the gas pedal. That was Nick Dietrich with a long three-pointer. Then his brother's going to get on the act. Chris Dietrich forces a timeout and a big three-pointer there from straight away, and QND never looked back in this one. How about a three from Alex Fitch? Seemingly everybody hitting their shots tonight. That would beat the first quarter buzzer. QND up by 8 after 8 minutes. We take you to the second quarter now. How about some Sam Douglas for three, and it just gets real ugly really fast. Matt Doan, very nice take here. Nice little right-handed floater in the lane. Matt McPherson, he started this highlight and he will end this highlight. And one, he is fired up as QND should be. They get, as you said, Chris, maybe their best game of the season tonight. 70-27 winners over Rock Island Alleman, and they will get Galesburg on Friday.
Obviously, Galesburg, a big winner over Canton. That a battle of two really good, really physical teams. So QND Galesburg, hey, QND took out an Alleman team that beat Quincy High. QND may well do the same against a Galesburg team that has been very, very thorny all season long. The Raiders playing well. How about the Payson Seymour Indians? 1A sectional semifinals tonight against a surprisingly good Elmwood team. How about the first half? Cody Hildebrand, he starts this highlight and ends it with the long three. Interesting first quarter, interesting first half. Dalton Speckhart playing creator, hooks up right here with Lance Bulig, who kisses one off the window. But Payson trading buckets at this point. Hunter Flessner, though, check out the take right here. Draws some ferocious contact. Can't get the foul call, but does get the bucket to go. Then Cody Hildebrand doing more of his thing, getting into the lane and coming free right here. At this point, however, Payson Seymour down one. More to come in this first quarter off the miss right here. Dalton Speckhart going to clean up. He is going to get the three-point play, the bucket, the Band-Aid, and that goes. But you know what? While Payson was going nicely, at the other end, Elmwood was knocking down threes at furious pace in the first half, including Nick Jaley. This is from, my goodness, that might have been from Timewell he hit that shot. Great bucket for him. Payson just kept answering the call. Second quarter belonged to the Indians in this one. Jake Foss had a wonderful night tonight with 14 points. He was good. Great steal by Hunter Flessner. Great pick. He hooks up right there at the other end with Cody Hildebrand. More from the Jaley kid, knocking down a triple. At this point, the Trojans down by 8 at the half. Bad third quarter for Payson Seymour. They just kept pecking away in this one behind Boss and Hildebrand. Oh, just a great night for Hildebrand. He had 18 points in the first half, ended up with just 20, but he had a great first quarter flush, great second quarter flush, and then Jake Voss kind of cleaning things out as Payson Seymour takes care of business. And they get the win tonight in a game that wasn't nearly close as it might have been early on. 60-41 your final in this one. Up next for our friends from Payson Seymour, we hope will be a showdown with Mendon Unity as they will take on a really, really good Kewanee Weathersfield team coming up. Ross, you're up, buddy.
2A ball now in Beardstown. West Hancock, North Mac early on. North Mac putting up a fight, but Austin Hardy helps get things going with a three-pointer. And Paxton Harmon, really one of those guys to talk about for Player of the Year. We've been talking about him all season long because he can do stuff like this. A little short baseline jumper there, gets it to go. Paxton Harmon gets his shot to go, as does Austin Hardy. Once again, from about the same spot, Harmon on the assist there. How about some more three-point action? Coy Dorothy, seemingly every Titan had it going from long range tonight. Dorothy knocks one down. Titans go out front by 5 at this point on North Mac, and they really took their crowd and their team out of this one. Harmon, again, a little bit of contact, and a bucket gets himself to the line. He is just too good. North Mac had no answers for him. Trevor Knight is going to force a timeout here. The Snipe gets it to go left wing. Titans up by 10 at that point. They roll tonight, 52-30 winners, and they are going to be kind of wondering who they're playing going into tomorrow because their opponent will be decided tomorrow. It is between Pleasant Plains and Riverton. That game tomorrow at 7:30, so the Titans will be looking at the winner of that one, of course.
And we think that probably is going to be Plains, which should be phenomenal. Let's take you over to Missouri tonight, Class 2 sectional action, Canton and Cairo. And right off the bat in this one, David McReynolds, the backhand layup, pretty stuff from him. Canton on the attack. Tyler Neiman in the paint, as good as any point guard in the area right now, knocks that down. Cairo, though, answering. Aaron Barrett tonight led all scorers with 35. It wasn't Mr. Roberts, it was Mr. Barrett. Huge night for him, knocking down jumpers all over the place. This game close early. Wasn't so close when Gabe McKenzie got it going at both ends of the floor. Great tough take there for two. More to come from the Tigers, showing off the versatility of all that they can do. David McReynolds right there. Beautiful stuff from him. Brandon Bearhorse going to make his presence felt right here. Off the glass with a bank shot. More McReynolds right here, this time three-pointer, all good all the time from Canton after a 12-0 third-quarter rush. Canton is moving on. They get the big win tonight. Final count in this one, 81-70. Up next for the Canton Tigers, the showdown we've all been waiting for. Salisbury, who took care of business against Russellville. That game at noon at Moberly Area Community College on Saturday. Highlights on the Big Overtime Show. Also the news, unfortunately not good in Class 2A, or Class 2 in Missouri as it were. For our friends from Ellsbury, they get taken out in overtime by Orrin tonight, 64-52. Good season for Coach Parker and company, just not good enough to get into the state quarterfinals. Ross, we've got more for you.
We will take you to Highland, and unfortunately they also came up on the short end tonight. Derek Smith, 30 points, great game for him, but Blair Oaks just too strong, 87-73 as the Cougar season comes to an end.
Yeah, we thought we'd have highlights of that game for you. We may still for you tomorrow, but unfortunately right now they have not yet come through the system, so we do apologize there. Let's check in on the girls' side of things with Palmyra and going to work tonight against a really good Blair Oaks team. Coach Parsons' squad found itself in a bit of a hole early in this game. They just keep fighting. Lots of fighting the Lady Panthers. Starts with Megan Hooper, aptly named. If you're going to be a basketball player, you might as well be a hooper. She knocks one down there with a layup. Then Allie Dietrich, who has been really, really good, knocking down a three-pointer right here as well. Lexi Lawson's turn as well. Palmyra trying to build back into this game. As I told you, Blair Oaks really, really good. Lawson, no slouch in her own right in this one with the layup. And a good bucket for her, bucket in the Band-Aid three-point play. More from Megan Hooper. Here's the story in this game. Blair Oaks had a huge lead in the second half. Palmyra, the girls never give up. They fight their way all the way back and pull off a stunning victory in the fourth quarter. Palmyra just won't die, and we love that about them. Great win for Chris Parsons and company. They advance on to the state quarterfinals. That will be Saturday night coming up at 7:45 again at Moberly Area Community College. They will be taking on a North Tech team that I don't know a whole lot about, except for the fact that they beat a pretty good Herman team, 65-62 was your final there. So that's where we stand at this point, my friends. Pretty good run. It continues tomorrow. The two Marion County teams in action tomorrow. We'll have those highlights for you at 10. Also, Unity, as I mentioned, against Kewanee Wethersfield. If you don't know how big a challenge that is, we will have our story from 6 o'clock tonight previewing that game online at connecttristates.com in a few minutes. We've also got Culver Stockton Quincy University basketball tomorrow. Should be a fun Thursday. And then Friday night, it is sectional championship night. That will be a ton of fun as well, and regional championship night as well for Quincy Notre Dame.
Right. Also, going back to Redbird Arena for the Q&D girls, the semifinal, and hopefully the state championship game on Saturday.
How can you forget? 2 o'clock on Friday, and we hope again on Saturday. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow night for another busy night. No student athlete of the week this week. We'll give you 2 next week just because of all the snowouts. We'll see you then, everybody.